here are all of the parts for the Feather class Skycoach. This is one of the two small Skycoach models. It's like a little ship's longship or an air taxi or something like that. The hull comes in 4 parts. There's a left side and a right side, and those all go together using mounting holes. All of the major parts go together using alignment holes. They fit filament. I include filament along with all of my orders for you to use in there. So I include plenty of that for you to use, and just assemble it with super glue. The detail on these come out wonderfully. I really like the detailing on this back piece here. It's just a really pretty part. And then obviously the other side, it's the same way. These pieces here they go together and then they fit up on the nose here. They create a little nose cone. If it was attached, it wouldn't print out quite so nicely. It just gives it a good piece there. These are the little fins that go on the front here, and they just match the direction that the fins that go on the back do. Speaking of those are here. Each side comes in 3 parts. There's a pair of parts that only have 1 spine, and there's one that has 2. That one with the 2 goes on the end, and then the other 2 only fit in one way, and one fits in and the other doesn't, is how that works. So you'll have to kind of fiddle around with that a little bit. And then, there's obviously one in each direction. Then there is a little 2 halves of the little like steering house that is there, and there is a 3rd part that goes right there that has the little steering yoke on it. This part will accept a 2mm by 5mm magnet, and then there is also a recess in there that will also hold it. In addition to that, there are holes on the bottom here. Oops, got to clean out a little bit of support material there. There are the same size 2mm by 5mm magnets that are on the bottom here, and there are holes in the hull on the decking here as well, so you can magnetize all of those parts down, and so that way you can take it on and off as needed. And then the door on here is so you can actually fit a model in there. It should accept a 25mm base, so it should work just fine that way. There are a couple other pieces here. These are the little engines. These are slightly different from one another, but not hugely different. I know that I've put them on backwards before, and everything has been fine. So just kind of get it the way you like it. Do be careful. I would suggest putting the fins on first before putting the propellers on, because if you don't put them in quite the right orientation, the propellers will actually, hello cat, you are interrupting my video. The propellers could hit where the fins mount. The first one that I did, I mounted the engines first and then did the fins, and it was not quite right. So yeah, they ran into each other, so it kind of looks funny. So do watch that. These propellers are printed, you can see that they're different. They're printed in resin instead of the PLA that everything else is printed in. Just because of how they print, there isn't a good orientation to print them in on the filament printer, so I go ahead and print those in resin, and that makes them nice and smooth and look good. Then there's a couple of other little pieces. There is a little fin that goes on the bottom of the keel. There is a little section in here with the 2 halves going together. You can see that there is a little recess for that in there, and there are 2 little filament holes right in there. And then these are the 2 little side doors that are optional. They slot right into that section there, And then there's also a little recess in the front half, so they will slide right in. You can theoretically leave them unglued and slide them in and out, but it tends to be a pretty tight fit, and it doesn't really add a whole lot. So I usually just glue them in when they're on my models. And then there is a base, which I have left upstairs, but it is just the standard base. There's no special mounting bracket on this one like there is on the Talon, so it just goes straight on the base. And I include both a base, the mounting bracket, and a 3-inch riser. If you'd like another size riser, please, feel free to reach out if you want it either taller or shorter, or if you want options. I can do a custom order for those. That's it.